Hello, everyone. My name is Brooke Mamu, currently a sophomore at the College of Southern Nevada, and I'm here today to convey and express how genetically modified crops are better for the environment and society. To begin, I'd like to speak on what genetically modified crops are exactly and the extreme amount of food that it already provides for the world as a whole. I will then explain how genetically modified foods are better than organic crops and the values that they have within them. Finally, I will be explaining how genetically modified crops are better for the environment as a whole. So, to show you what genetically modified crops are first, it is much like the process of selective breeding. Specific genes and special chemicals are infused within these seeds and or selected plants to create genetically modified crops exactly. So many government agencies and departments actually oversee all these genetically engineered crops. Departments such as the FDA, USDA, and EPA actually do all these practices and support the practicing of genetically engineered crops. According to the USDA and a trusted government health website known as Medline Plus, over 75% of all food around the world are somewhat genetically engineered. So this practice has actually been going around for a little while now. And in addition, the world now produces 17% more food for every single person than they did just 30 years ago, where they were barely at its limit. So genetically modifying crops has made the production of these food and other items much more easier and faster. The world is still at a rise in population, and soon resources will become very limited. As a matter of fact, the world is estimated to reach 10 billion people by the year of 2050, which is actually a lot more soon than you'd expect. According to the Food and Agricultural Organization, traditional agriculture will not be enough to produce enough organic plants by then. So, forcibly, the entire world is going to have to look to genetically engineering crops. Another reason why genetically engineered crops are better than, or another reason why genetically engineered crops are better than organic crops is actually because the environment makes it easy for them to grow and they have much more advanced and health nutritional benefits than regular crops would. So first, it's actually very simple for scientists to select these genes within a plant and infuse them. It's very easy for them to change the DNA of a plant and enhance it. They are now GMOs after that and become much better than the organic plant. Seeds or the plant themselves are sold to large scale farmers or industries, which then grow the plants in whatever way they see fit and sold everywhere and into stores and whatnot. Farmers have tried to adjust to the new day and age that we live in. Quote, throughout history, farmers have assessed new technology and adapted their practices to better food, faster grown for the customers. That quote was from an article found on ProQuest by two artists named Douglas Powell and Justin Katnar. Additionally, genetically engineered crops are very advanced and beneficial in many more ways. Let's see. A big part as to why the organic plants are better is because they have much more of a nutritional benefit. So these plants are grown and enhanced in a special way to have much more nutritional value like protein, iron, and other vitamins and minerals. And they actually enhance physical performances as well, which was proven by the World Health Organization once, actually. As stated by Swapan Data, a British woman who also had where I also found a ProQuest article from, biological technology should be used to develop food and crops which offer a greater nutritional value so that the poorest of people can obtain some sort of nourishment in quantities big or small. So they actually help those who struggle very much with this issue. My final point is that genetically modifying these crops are actually beneficial to the environment. As mentioned earlier, genetically modified crops or seeds are purchased by farmers and then are grown in any way they see fit. So, because these genetically modified crops are enhanced, they do not require growing products and grow much faster than normal plants. In fact, genetically modified seeds and plants do not need as many things such as water, as much soil, and as much light. So they actually kind of conserve our limited environmental resources and make it easier to have some more in the future. Also, because the crops are unlike other plants, they are very sustainable. These plants are actually resistant to herbicides and pesticides, making it much easier for them to grow, making it much faster, and making it much more sustainable, so that way bugs and other things such as pesticides and herbicides cannot destroy these plants as easy. The overall sustainability of agricultural food production, of the agricultural food production system worldwide, and having these plants protection, farmers obtain higher yields and at a lower cost too. So they overall help everyone as much as they can. Now, thank you for your time. I have found most of my sources on ProQuest, and